What's going on, everybody? How you doing? We are running late, but I think we're okay. So we'll go here. Yeah, we're all right. And I need to do one thing. I need to mute for just a second. I'll be right back. So for some reason, we couldn't get the thumbnail to stick. So I will try to edit that in afterwards, but I did put a thumbnail in for the video, and it didn't take. It defaulted to, I don't know, just grabbed a scene from what was playing. Okay, so we are in, right now, we are in Latvia. Yeah, we're up here in, what is this? Beyond the Baltic. And I tried to get a job. We want external contracts. And what I noticed about these was they seem to be recycling really, really quickly. So I didn't know if, right, because there is, where does it say it? Refresh. I don't recall seeing that before. Hey, Fiona, how you doing? I don't recall seeing that before. It's not to say that it hasn't been there. I just don't recall seeing it before. But I feel like these jobs, like if somebody else were to take this, it would go away. So I don't know. Could be wrong about that. But anyway, we're going to take this. I realize we need to be coming from the North Pole and heading south. But I've got the Frosty mod going, and that looks, I think that looks really, really good with Scandinavia DLC. So we'll take this one, and we'll head up north. The current job. That's... All right. Resume delivery. Okay. I don't know what's happening right now. All right. And we are in our little DAF. And I did put holiday skin on it. I feel like this is a new one for this year. I don't remember seeing this one last year. And obviously, we are running Frosty. So we will, we need lights. Let's run parking lights. Brake is off. Brake is off. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I feel like the whole world is a little bit broken right now. So I don't know what exactly is going on with YouTube. Not letting me throw that thumbnail in there, but that sort of thing at the last minute, it flusters me a little bit, I have to say. And then I get all hung up on trying to fix it, and I run out of time, and then I'm late. All right, here we go. So we're running Frosty. We're also running the Frosty tire mod, so our tires should get nice and snowy and crusty and salty as we're rolling. That's one of those things that until you see it, you don't really notice it. There you go, looking at that bus right there across the way. The tires are all salted up. I love it. All right. Caden, what's happening, man? How you doing? And let me know how loud the music is. I thought I turned it down, but it seems a little bit loud right now. Let me know if that's too loud. I can blend it a little bit. Fade it into the background. All right, they're turning, they are turning, we're going. All right, so how's everybody doing? This is, what do we have? We have 2 weekends left in 2020. Is that right? We got a week till Christmas, and then another week till New Year's, and then 2020 is gone. Put it in the rearview mirror. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. But who knows what 2021 is going to hold? How terrible would that be if it was somehow worse? I don't think it's possible. I really don't think it's possible. So looking forward to that. What else is going on? Just been playing Hunter Call of the Wild. I realized yesterday, so we had very much a struggle bus stream on Purbeck Valley, and I realized that map has been, I wouldn't say cursed, but we've had problems on that map since like day one. And it got me thinking, maybe it's not cursed. Maybe it's just mod conflict. You know, maybe it's the way I have it set up or something. So after, let me see. After the stream yesterday, I went back up to fix field 3-7 because we had that big scar of where our hired worker just decided to cultivate a field that was already planted. We had that big scar across that field. I went up to reseed that area. And 2 times, as I was trying to do that, the my controller just absolutely disconnected. So I feel like I've been having controller issues with that mouse error. I thought it was my mouse, but I think it's a mod conflict or possibly 19 itself. So with Western Shore V2 dropping, I think maybe we will take a break from Purbeck Valley and focus on the Western Shore for the moment. Because we really have, looking back, like every stream, there's been something that happened that was a little bit beyond my control. Like I make plenty of mistakes. I'm by no means a perfect gamer, but some things have happened that, right? Like we lost the T-dub. It just kind of went berserk and was burning through entire tanks of fuel, sir. I'm so scared of traffic not stopping now after the blue pickup. Ernie, what has happened? How's your weekend? So I think we're going to take a break from Purbeck just for a minute and spend some time on the Western Shore. I did get everything configured. I got the Western Shore fired up, and we will do an episode of that tomorrow. But I have a question. I'm really curious about the way Bullet Bill set the map up. So we will take a look when we get in there and see what's up. All right, right in here. Now, I did overwrite. Right in there. There we go. I did overwrite. So I took the downloaded copy, the zip file from Simply Safe, and just dropped it into my mod folder. And it overwrote. Just started back on the Western Shore. How is it? And is it just me, or did my man start us out with nothing? Nothing. I own no equipment. I own nothing. I have a $75,000 loan, 75,000 pound loan, and I've got 25,000 in the bank. I mean, what am I going to do with that? So I even took a look at contract jobs to see if maybe, that's what we're meant to do, make a little money with contract jobs. And those are paying like $1,200 and $1,300 a piece. So I don't know how we're meant to make money other than taking out a great big loan right off the bat. Because even to lease equipment, I think would be pretty expensive. See if we can do this in one swing. Nope. Oh, dyslexia. There we go. And I just realized, bad streamer. I just realized I forgot to turn my phone to mute. Stand by. All right. Well, we're in. So I'm going to set the brake. Get that hooked up. Completely nothing at all. Yeah, I thought so. All right. Phone is muted. Sorry about that. Okay, so it's not just me. I thought maybe I had done something wrong, or when I copied, if you download a new mod and copy it over to the old mod, sometimes it doesn't copy over every single file, right? It keeps some legacy files in there. They don't get overwritten, but they don't belong there anymore. So I thought maybe with that crops manager mod or something that I needed to just download everything again and start clean. But I think, from what you're saying, we just get nothing. We get nothing. All right. I don't know what to do about that. I don't want to cheat in money, but it would take forever to do enough tasks to make any money. You know what I mean? At 1,200, 1,300 pounds a piece, that would take forever. All right. So we'll head right out here. Oh, and let's, before we pull out into traffic, let's stop right here. Get down to neutral. Take a look outside. I love it. SCS is a really cool company. Not a fanboy. I always have to say that. Not a fanboy, but they are a really cool company. And we are... Well, hang on. We're not... Oh, okay, it's on the other side. I saw the markers there for the closed road, and from that angle, it looked like they were to the left instead of across the road there. Cleared out my mod folder. Yeah, same. I was in... Oh, there goes my voice. I was in the center of the map last time. And then the dairy right in dead center of the map. And then we also extended out to the pig farm right down the lane and the Seaview wool operation up to the northwest. So I don't know where I'm going to go. And I've thought about, because I still have my old save game, I thought about taking a look at what money and equipment we have in there and calculating its total value and maybe bringing all that over. I know some tubers and streamers do it that way. Fiona and I were talking about that last episode. It's technically cheating, but you're only bringing in money that you've already earned once. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I haven't decided what farm I want to work from or what I want to start with. I know pigs on V1, pigs seemed a little bit OP. Because once we got the pigs going, we were selling 3 times a year for like $500,000 a piece. Just unbelievable amounts of money. Like silage money. So I don't necessarily want to do that again. And let me see. 330, 340. I don't necessarily want to do that again. So we may start with wool. Or we may just start with the dairy again. The great thing about the dairy is you do get manure from it and slurry. Although there's a mod now, he's added something to the map where wool operation produces... Uh-oh. The wool operation produces manure now, and you need to provide your animals with straw. All of them now. Oh, and I got to thinking about something too. How hard would it be to take the precision farming mod? I mean, not you or I don't think we're modders, but how hard would it be for a pro modder to take the precision farming DLC and just convert it to 17 and just add it to 17, and so we'd get seasons, and it would be like having soil mod all over again. I don't know if anybody's going to do that, but I think that would be cool. I mean, I'll take a look at it. It seems hard, but maybe it's just like 2 lines of code, and that's all it would take to convert it, right? Just make the 9 into a 7. There, Bob is your uncle. Bob literally is my uncle, and there you go. But I'm looking forward to it. It was fun to be back there. I haven't been back in because we went from the Western Shore to Gwendur, and then we went from Gwendur to Hiatus, and then Hiatus to Purbeck. So I haven't been on Western Shore for probably 2 or 3 months, and it was really cool to be back in it and see the equipment that we were using and how we had expanded. All the different places that we had expanded to, all the different land that we bought. It was getting to be a handful. I saw 225 hours on that save game. But it was definitely very cumbersome off camera, trying to keep everything up to speed. Fun though, just a lot of time. All right. Now we did just sleep. I've got the rain probability turned up, so hopefully it will snow a lot for us on the way up there. And I believe since we just slept, we can make it to the boat, then we'll sleep on the boat. And I don't know how far across Scandinavia we'll get. And I don't know how long it'll take. We've got 1,000 kilometers to go. I don't know if that will be the full stream, or if we'll take maybe a second cargo when we get up there. Yeah, same. I mean, you'd think it would be easy. I don't know how different the underlying game code is between 17 and 19. I know the graphics are pretty different, but the actual, like, the mechanical aspects of farming, I don't know how different that is. Could be identical. Unknown. And I was so sad when my controller went out twice, because it's not my controller at all. It's the same controller I'm using now. It was just something, it's picking up phantom input somewhere. I know 19 has always been a little bit dodgy with controller support. And I feel like that is, I don't know. Ooh, thought that guy was going straight. Controller support is one of those gray areas for me, because on the one hand, you think, come on, man, it's 2020. Everybody's got a dozen different controllers and devices plugged in. If you release a video game, you need to be able to deal with that. Because I still see developers saying, oh yeah, it's a controller conflict. Just unplug everything you're not using. And it's like, yeah, no. I'm not going to put those kind of miles on my USB ports. Which sounds a little bit, you know, like, really? Mileage? Yeah, man. They do wear out. And if it's a motherboard USB port, you know, it can be a pain in the ass to get it repaired. So, and they also, like, every peripheral vendor says, plug our peripheral directly into a motherboard USB. Do not use a hub. And it's like, well, come on, man. I got 15 USB devices. I don't have 15 USB ports. So I don't want to be plugging things in and out of my motherboard port. I will do that with a hub. I'll plug things in and out of a hub because they're like $50 to replace. But I feel like some developers have it sorted out and their games work great with all your devices plugged in. You're only using one control device, but you can leave the rest plugged in. And then other developers, it's like, yeah, no. They just haven't deciphered that riddle yet. And I feel like Giants is one of them. Because 19 has always been a little bit not good when it comes to controller support. So I was a little bit bummed out because I have to say I like the equipment in 19. I like the equipment. I like the lighting. And I think having dynamic hose on everything, on all the base game equipment, and having the pipes when you have a drill on the back and a tank on the front, there's really a lot to like about it. And some of those things have not made their way back to 17. The fact that the Coon Pack was not retrofitted was always a little, that always kind of bummed me out when that was released. Uh-oh. Reading the chat. Being a bad driver. Don't pull out. Don't. Good grief. Yeah, I mean, it does happen. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And for certain devices, it's like there's nothing you can do. You got problems. I think the cost of repairing a USB port on a controller is probably half the cost of just buying a new controller. So I do think about stuff like that. I try to take care of my equipment. Try to keep things running as long as possible. I mean, it's disposable, but it's not disposable. Like, we think of it as disposable, but it's not. Stuff is really expensive. You buy a $1,000 phone, and then like a year later you buy another $1,000 phone. That's no good. I try to take care of my stuff. So, yep. And what else is going on? Hunter Call of the Wild. I've been spending a lot of time in the Yukon because it's all snowy. Man, I have to say, I'm not going to celebrate the holidays this year, but I've got a bit of holiday spirit. I don't know what's causing that. So we were at 70, we're at 80, now we're back to 70. All right. And 70. It is. It is. I don't know where I'm at with that. I know there's one school of thought that says if these things were made to last. A friend of mine has his grandfather's TV, and it's in this great big, looks like a bookcase. It's from the 1930s, 1940s. It's like one of the original TVs. It's like a bookcase, right? But the TV itself is about, I don't know, 7 inches across. And it needed to be repaired. It needed, because it's all like solid state with tubes, so it's something very easy to repair if you know how to repair it. I guess that's a good way to say it. It's not something a lot of people can do, but the people that can do it, it's not brain surgery. It's fairly simple. So we got it fixed, and it works. Almost 100-year-old TV works. Meanwhile, in 2020, you get a flat screen at your local big box store, and if there's a problem with it, you just take it back and they hand you a brand new one. There you go. Sorry about that. So there's a school of thought that says if we did make things to last, instead of a 60-inch 4K being $500, it would be $12,000. Which, when you adjust it, that's the price of that TV. Like when his grandfather bought that TV in the 1930s, it was like thousands and thousands of dollars in today's money. It's when they were still a novelty. So maybe the reason it lasted so long is because it was incredibly expensive. And if our stuff was that expensive, it would last that long too. Sir, I do like the Frosty mod. I haven't used this since, well, last winter, but I do like the Frosty mod. Now, I'm not running the Frosty physics because the mod itself is it's one file, and then there's like 7 other files you get with it for the tires. You can dim the headlights, you can turn the fog off, you can do all kinds of stuff. So we're not running any of those other than the tires. But the Frosty physics is rough, bad. One of my first videos that I recorded many years ago, I was running Frosty in Scandinavia with the physics mod, and it was problematic. All right, those are somewhat random. What else is going on? NFL season nearly over. See how it all works out for the Steelers. And no more games to buy this year. I mean, the year's over. I got The Long Dark as my free game today on the Epic Game Store. I don't know how I feel about The Long Dark. I've watched people stream it, which is kind of crazy. I mean, you think something as boring as Truck Simulator is an odd game to stream. Long Dark is even slower than this. Like, is there anything slower than Truck Sim? Yeah, man. Long Dark. But it's also, it's like Frustration Simulator 2020. So I don't know if I want to go down that hole. And I've got Hunter Call of the Wild, which is in its own way sort of similar. You're kind of wandering around these amazing landscapes. In The Long Dark, you're looking for cattails and a place to sleep, start a fire, not freeze to death. And in Hunter Call of the Wild, you're looking for animals to kill and hope they don't eat you. So we'll see. I'm really curious what the games are for the rest of the year, because there's another, it's 2 weeks, and there have been 3 games so far, so 11 more games. And I was thinking, I mean, none of these are like brand new. They're not giving away Cyberpunk or anything, but none of these games are I guess, bad games. So they're not new, but they're not bad. And if you were to buy them new when they weren't on sale, I don't know, 30 bucks, 40 bucks. So 12 of those, it's like $500 worth of games. I think some of them are going to be kids' games, and obviously some of them won't be titles that you're into. But if you could pick up 5 or 6 like top shelf games for free, right? And they give away a game every week. A lot of them I'd say aren't very good. But I got GTA 5 for free. I got Civ 6 for free. So I know Epic Game Store is trying to buy my affection. And I will continue to let them think that might work. Unless something really radical happens, I think I'm sticking with Steam. And then 70 again. Maybe we should just keep it at 70. I feel like every time we go to 80, it goes right back to 70. There we go. And we're on three quarters of a tank. I think we'll be all right. At least to get to the boat. And there's typically fuel around the boat. I mean, not right around it, but like in the town with the port, there's typically a fuel stop. When I was driving from Warsaw up to Latvia, I saw some fog in the game. I don't know how Grimes does his fog. And I don't know why the devs, I don't know why they don't put fog in the game, or why they sort of insist that there can't be fog in the game. I don't know. I think there could be fog in the game, and I would love to see it, particularly morning and evenings. There was a sandstorm mod for ATS. I don't know if it's still around, but instead of raining, you would just get these random sandstorms that would take visibility down to like next to nothing. Oh, this is taking me back. Some of my first videos. Here we go. I saw for the Christmas project this year, the holiday project this year. Let's get it slowed down. For the holiday project, it's ATS and ETS. It's possible that it's always been that way, and I just don't remember it, but I'm okay with that because I do want the prize. Of course I want the prize, but I don't necessarily want to do 15 trips in ETS or ATS between now and the 17th. So it's nice we'll be able to split them up. Although by the end of the day today, I'll have 3 done, which is like 20%. Yep, I saw that, and I've been looking around trying to find my $14 game. I think I'm going to wait until after they give away all the free games, because what if you use your $10 to get a game over $14, and then like the next day it was free? Not only did you waste your $10, but you wasted whatever you paid for the game. It's an interesting business model, and I'm guessing that the way that they're able to do that is somebody is waiving something. I don't think Epic is buying those games from the developers or publishers. Look at this guy. Sir, that is madness. I'm going to pass on the left on a tight right turn. And then we're back to 80. Okay. Okay, so that said 80, and then we go right back to 70. I'm staying at 70. Latvia is, I don't know. And we're back to 50. All right. I don't know how Epic is coordinating that. And like I said, they're not new games by any means. And something like GTA, any game that has DLC, like they gave away City Skylines. They gave away just base game. You can get City Skylines on Steam on sale for like $5, but it's the DLC. It's the $100 of DLC. That's where they get you. So I think some of these games, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a no-brainer. And it is 80 here, but I'm going to lock in at 70. I wouldn't say it's a no-brainer, but I think if you've made your money back from the development, if you've made your money back for the development of your game, hang on, then it's okay to give it away because really you're only trying to make money from the DLC. So I think some of these games, how do I want to say this? I mean, I appreciate it. I like free stuff. But I think some of these games they've already made their money back, more than made their money back. So it's really, it's very smart for both the publishers and for EGC to give the games away. All right, because if you get an EGC game, you got to go to EGC to play it. All right, got to have the portal open. And every time you open that portal, the odds of you buying another game, right? I mean, you're not going to buy any games on EGC if you uninstall it or if you're not in it. So every time you open it, it's another opportunity for them. So I think it's fantastic marketing. And for gamers, I mean, who doesn't like free games? I love it. Yeah, definitely. So many traffic circles. Whoa, easy, player. Let's just calm down. We're okay. Yeah, when I saw my total, what I've spent via Steam in the past 3 years, I was not expecting that. And I've bought other games independently, direct from the publisher, and I've bought games on EGC and the Uplay store. So I was definitely, but I mean, I guess this is my hobby. You can spend $1,000 on a golf club. Everybody's got their hobby. Oh, this is so pretty coming through here. I do like the Frosty mod. This is awesome. I'm glad I thought to do this. I was just going to run the cargo. And then at the last minute, I thought, let's get Frosty going as well. All right. Very carefully, right around here. So we're not in World of Trucks at the moment. Whoa. We're not in World of Trucks at the moment. But I was curious if the game would spawn any of the other winter paint jobs, holiday paint jobs, or holiday cargo trailers to the AI, right? So that we might see another one of these trailers as we're driving. It's been a pretty good year for me for gaming. I was thinking about doing, on New Year's Eve probably, I was thinking about doing like maybe a year in review, because I did go back and look at all the new titles that dropped this year. Oh dear. That's interesting. Spent more time taking screenshots and looking at the scenery in Frosty Mod. I think it's really well done. It really is. The fact that he's got the snow just on top of the leaves and boughs, and the underside of the tree is dark as they are in real life. The fact that there is like green stuff poking through the snow and it's not just uniformly white. I think it's a really well made, really thoughtful mod. And again, we're going to lock in at 70. I know it's technically 80, but I feel like every time we go to 80, it just drops right back down, and I want no tickets and no accidents this trip. I got to redeem myself. It's a super well-made mod, and it's definitely it's very festive. It's very holiday. Man, when I see this mod though, it makes me so sad about Train Sim World 2 that their winter season just turns everything uniformly white. It's done so poorly. Anything outside the initial draw distance is 100% white. So the trees, like the trunk, the branches, the boughs, the leaves, everything is just white. Like oxide white, refrigerator white, titanium white, pure white. And it looks absolutely ridiculous. I know it's different engines and different technologies and different games and different sims and different crews. I get it, but the fact that a single modder can pull this off and give it away for free makes me think some of this stuff is not, you know what I mean? It's not beyond the realm of human possibility. It's just some developers, either they're not trying very hard or they're really bad at what they do. And I think sometimes Dovetail may be in that, well, either one of those categories, possibly both. All right, I'm going to risk it. We're going to get it up to 80 here. As soon as we do, it's going to 70. You know it is. I don't know why, man. I don't know why. Yeah, I wonder. I wonder. Because I mean, gamers, I think, well, consumers in general are pretty demanding. I think consumers can be, and I include myself, I think we can be a little over the top. I think we can be a little rough on vendors. But in 2020, in the era of Yelp and Facebook and ranting, to be working with a market as demanding as gamers, because gamers, all consumers are demanding, but I feel like gamers are next level. We are, I'll admit it, we are extremely demanding. To work in that industry and think that, you know, I'll do this and it'll be okay. It'll be okay. You think they'll notice? You think we'll get any you think we'll get any bad publicity for this? It seems very reckless to me. You don't want to mess with any consumers, but you definitely don't want to mess with gamers. We're gonna be able to stop in time? Yeah, I think we are. If I was teaching a class on game development, game publishing, the industry, all right. If I was teaching a class on the video game industry, I mean, I'm all for safety. Safety first. Oh, there we go. We got another train coming. Okay. That's different then. If I was teaching a class, I think I would use SCS as an example of a good way to do it. Is that crossing guard blinking on and off? Am I seeing that? Yeah, it is. Interesting. Okay. if I wanted to give students an example of a studio that does it right, I would use SCS. The only thing I don't know about SCS is how profitable they are, and that's another piece of the puzzle, right? That we may not be privy to, but that's super critical. Their fans love them. The games are awesome, right? Everybody's very, very happy, but we don't know if they're making any money. I assume that they are. They may or may not be, but golly, all right. But that's the last piece of the puzzle, because if you're doing things that everybody's happy with, right? Your employees are happy, your customers are happy, media is happy, the press is happy. God, it's all kicking off in Latvia tonight. I'll tell you what. Everybody's happy, and you're not making any money, and then some VC firm comes in and snatches you up for like pennies on the dollar, strips all your assets out of the company, steals all your IP, fires everybody, and closes it down, something like that. And I'm not saying that is going to happen or that could happen or anything like that, but it does happen, So I do wonder. I think SCS is a fantastic company, but I do wonder how profitable they are, if they are profitable at all. I hope they are. And I'm really curious about the next truck sim. Hang on carefully. Yep, thought so. There's a 50. Really curious. Now they self-publish, do they not? Off the top of my head, I don't know. I think they do. Yeah. SCS is the developer and the publisher. I mean, it could be that's why the game is so good, because they do have that control, right? The investors aren't pulling the strings. It's the developers that are. But I wonder if they're not going to take on a partner, right? Or get involved with a big-time publisher for ETS2. We're good. Get through there. Well, and Ernie, I think what's really critical is different people have different ideas of what making a living is. So it could be Pavel makes, a couple €100,000 a year, and he's happy as could be, and he pays his employees well, and he puts money into technology and infrastructure, and he buys people comfortable chairs, and everything is just awesome, and he's making a couple €100,000 a year, and it all works out. And then you have a CEO of, an energy company or something. If they found out they were making a couple €100,000 a year, they'd throw themselves out a window. They've got to make $40 million a year with a $40 million bonus. And a contract that says if they get fired for anything, including screwing the company into the ground, they get $100 million on the way out the door. I won't settle for a penny less. And you look at those companies and it's like, well, no wonder everybody hates you. And no wonder you're so expensive, because you got to pay those crazy salaries. So, I'm committed to making it through this trip without any crashes. So you don't know. You never know. And I think, I don't know. I don't want to speculate. SCS seems like they seem like a team of people. They seem like a crew that is grounded. They don't seem like they're trying to become millionaires. They don't seem like they're making a cash grab every time you turn your back. They just seem like a nice bunch of people. So in my experience, those are the kinds of people that, of course, they want to make a living. And, making a little bit more of a living is always better than making less of one. But you just kind of have an internal limit of what amount of money you need to make to be happy. And I think for most people, a couple $100,000 a year in any currency, well, other than lira, because a couple $100,000 lira is like enough to buy a Coke. But for most people, you want to stop back here, up there. Oh, this is the fuel stop. Okay, I was looking for where my turn was. Let's get fuel here, because we're on half a tank. Yeah, let's do this now. I think for most people, for most sane people, a couple $100,000 is, that's fine. You know, it's enough to build a retirement. It's enough to send your kids to college. It's enough to take some nice vacations, drive a decent car. It's plenty. It's plenty. And I would like to think that that's the kind of people that own and run SCS. Right. Lights off. Let's fuel up. And that is entirely speculation. I don't know them, so I don't want to, you know what I mean? Just kind of extrapolating. All right, and I'm going to go third person here. Can we get out and around? Yeah, I think we can. Lights back on. And then right around here. And then to the boat. And we'll sleep on the boat. I don't know if we'll be able to make it the rest of the way across to... Where are we going? Oslo? I don't even remember. Far. We're going very, very far. But we may need to sleep again. But sleeping on the boat, it's like you don't lose any time, right? Because you're losing the time for the crossing anyway. But then you get to sleep as a bonus. All right, so we'll make a left here. And then the right. We're good down there. Try to get out in front of this car right here. Swing it over this way, and then this way. Beautiful. Get down to a good gear there. Yeah, this is going okay so far. I say that. That's when everything goes wrong. Here we go. And this is our port, is it not? I thought I saw some cargo cranes on the horizon. Yeah, there's cargo cranes right there. It has to be. Has to be.
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right.
Yep, there it is. Okay. So through this gate. And then around. And this is one of those games that it's almost like I take it for granted because I've spent a lot of time in it. But just all the little details, you know. And I don't know how much of this is based on, you go to this port in real life with a 360-degree camera and then take that image and tack it up on the wall of your studio and just start building assets to match everything you see in that image. That's the way I would do it. But I'm curious how true to life this is. It feels very true to life. And I'm sure there have been a lot of things left out so the game actually loads up and plays. But so we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Then we're going to go here. But the game is famous for it'll play on just about any kind of system. All right, here we go. Synchronizing. And what time is it? 8 a.m. Perfect. So lights are back on. Brake is off. Lights are on. Lights are on. Here we go. I really like the ferry crossings where you actually drive onto the boat. I know some of you just pull up to the anchor in the parking lot, and then it sort of magically moves you there. But I really like driving onto the boat. And is it Italy? Maybe. I don't know. There's one where you drive up this sort of elaborate system of ramps and drive up and over, like over a little bridge onto the boat. Or is that Pro Mods? It might be Pro Mods. Or is it base game? I don't honestly know. I can't remember. So turn right here.
Turn right. Turn right.
And that's the boat we just pulled out of right there, right? Yep. Love it. All right, we have fuel. We just slept. So we're good, at least for another, I don't know, 300, 400 kilometers. Yeah, and there's fuel here as well. If we did not get it before we got on the boat, we could have got it here. Okay. Thought we were going to 70. There we go. There's 70. All right. I haven't spent a lot of time in this part of the map. Well, Scandinavia I have. Beyond the Baltic, I have not. Let's slow it down. Beyond the Baltic, I have not. And then Road to the Black Sea, I haven't. Italy, a little bit. France, a little bit. But it's mostly been the sort of the center part of the map for me. And up into Scandinavia. Well, like the south central. Careful. South central part of the map. Down to northern Italy. So I guess the part of Italy that came with base game before the Italia DLC. All right. Got my eye on them. And they're redoing all of Germany, part of Germany. I think that is the oldest part of the map. Germany is like the original country, the OG from base game. And I'm curious if they're going to do that for the UK as well. And if at some point, hang on, let's find better gear. There we go. If at some point they'll sort of catch up. Because, I mean, from one perspective, they'll never get caught up. It's like they're fixing Germany to be at the standard of the DLC that they're releasing right now, like in 2019 and 2020. Germany is built to the 2012 standard and they need to tune it up. Okay, cool. But then a couple of years from now, are we going to be looking at something like the Vive la France DLC and saying, well, that's only built to the 2017 standard. It needs to be brought up to the 2022 standard. I don't know. And I really don't know how long they're going to make this game. I really don't. I mean, particularly on the ATS side, you think, well, they'd want to model the whole country. Is that road mapped? But I don't know if they would want to, because so much of the eastern United States is just really tight. There's really no scenery. There's nothing to see. It's just strip malls. It's just strip malls and Little League fields. From Boston to Richmond, that's all you see. Red Lobster. So I don't know if they would want to model that, and if they did, how it would look. So maybe they'll only do everything west of the Mississippi, right? The really scenic parts of the U.S. If that's the case, then they wouldn't need to be road mapping every state in the U.S. I mean, they could do Western Canada. They could do Mexico. I don't know. I feel like it's sort of a race between when this game is obsolete and people are no longer interested in playing it, and when the new one is ready. And hopefully the new one is made by SCS and not a competitor. I mean, I'll buy it. If a competitor makes a game that is a better truck simulator than this, of course I would buy it. But I would feel terrible. I would hope that SCS would be able to continue their success. And I don't know what that is that we're crossing under. It looks like an interstate freeway, but yeah, it's wide enough. I was thinking maybe rail tracks, but it's too wide to be rail tracks. There we go. Get off the ripple strips. I feel like the fog is better in this game too. Fog used to be, it was not very good. The trees would basically like turn white and have this really kind of odd look to them. But I feel like this fog is a lot better. Way to go, Grimes. Well done. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I mean, I believe in loyalty. Absolutely. I also believe in competition. You know, I'm not a fan of participation trophies. So if a truck simulator dropped that was better than ETS2 or ATS, I'd sort of feel obligated to buy it. I mean, I'm into truck sim. I'm not necessarily into SCS. I like SCS, but I think when you stay away from a title that is as good or better than what you were playing just out of loyalty, I think that's when you cross over and become a fanboy. Well, no. At that point, maybe you're just a fan. I think you're a fanboy when you say the better game is worse, right? There's nothing better than my game that I like. Yeah, it really does. It really does. And I hope, and again, I don't want to spend the whole stream talking about SCS, but got to talk about something. I don't know the crew at SCS, and I don't know if they are, I mean, I guess the one extreme would be complacent. They are the only decent truck simulator, nothing to worry about. And all the way at the other end of the spectrum is like constant anxiety, low grade panic. You know, we're extremely vulnerable. Our game is 8 years old, runs on a 20-year-old engine, and we are very vulnerable to competition right now. So hopefully there's somewhere in between. But mostly I just speculate on the next one. That is, I wouldn't say it like keeps me up at night, but I am really like filled with curiosity as to where this franchise is headed. Why? Why? All right. Here we go. Nope. Nope. Man, it is exciting in Scandinavia right now, because we definitely want to make it the rest of the way. We've had no contact and no tickets so far. We're going to go 1,000 kilometers. No contact, no tickets. But events like that, not helping. That's right. You sweep that highway. Man, if they brought a CB into this game, I know it's on the, well, I know it's a part of American trucking. Do they use CBs in Europe, or is everything going like smartphone now? You know, texting. I don't know. I don't know if there's an equivalent to CBs that European truckers use. But something like that in the United States, truckers that were getting to that slowdown would be calling back on the CB to say, hey, you know, as you crest this hill, this is what's going on. Be careful. I would love it if there was either a mod or included with base game that you could turn the CB on and you would just get random, you know, random pieces of information like that. I think that would be super cool. When I first started playing ETS2. I think it was 1.21, 1.25. I don't know. It was a long time ago. And I had the Polish winter mod, I think, and it was like 20 hours of darkness. It changed the day cycle, so it was like 20 hours of darkness and 4 hours of sort of dusty twilight. Yeah, I feel like that's an older technology. I don't know what is replacing it, but I imagine it has something to do with smartphones. Whether it's like an always on, always open voice chat or something. Because the problem with CBs is proximity and privacy. And if you had an always on voice chat, right? So essentially you've got your smartphone plugged into your audio system in your truck, and you've got a push to talk button somewhere, I don't know, on your steering wheel. So it's you and 50 other truck drivers in a voice chat. And if you got something to say, you push the button and say it. Same as a CB, but it's only people that are invited, right? And you could be talking to somebody other side of the country. Unknown, as always. Just kind of thinking out loud. Is our cruise control still set? Nope. There it is. Couldn't figure out why we were slowing down. I think what I just described is Discord, by the way. I think my new invention that I just invented, yeah, somebody beat me to it. It's called Discord. And you can run Discord on a smartphone, so yep. I just invented Discord. Man, I've been playing Hunter Call of the Wild so much. When I see animals in other games, like those horses we just passed, the first thing I want to do is take out my binoculars and like see what the range is. Yeah, I agree. There was a mod that had a loop, but the loop was too short. I'd say it was about 20 minutes. It had a lot of cussing in it too. I mean, truckers get weird on the CB, but you know, you can edit that. You can like, you can edit out the weird parts and then just kind of blend the rest of it together. But it had a lot of cussing and it was really weird. And it was only about a 20-minute loop. So if you were doing a 1-hour trip, it's like, yeah, I've heard this before. And then, you know, the second day you use that mod, it's like, oh, I've definitely heard this before. But I would think that if you lived near a busy interstate, this probably violates some FCC rule, but if you lived near a busy interstate, you could just tune your scanner to channel 19 and then stream that, right? Same way people stream a radio station. Well, it's not really radio anymore. I don't know. Is it radio? Yeah, I guess it is. I don't know. But essentially, you would be hearing live CB traffic. And the only drawback I could think of to that would be that the truckers would be talking about a specific real location, in this case in the U.S. And if it wasn't where you were, it might be a little, you know, break the immersion. Yeah, I think that would work. I mean, I've got an app for my phone that lets you, it's essentially a scanner. And you just essentially put in the city that you want to listen in on, and it gives you a list of all the services that are available. And it just means there's somebody in that city that has a scanner tuned to those frequencies, and they stream it. So if there is like a public safety event kicking off somewhere near you, you can hear what police and fire and EMTs are doing. So it would be basically that, but for CB. And I don't know. I don't think there's anybody in that, so I don't know that anybody's going to be really putting a lot of time into streaming CB on the internet. Unless, of course, because it's the internet. Everything is on the internet. It's possible somebody's already doing that. And I will look that up when I'm done with the stream. Yeah, that's true. Everything is on the internet. I just turned my lights off, but then I noticed everybody's still got theirs on, so I'm going to turn mine back on Because so far, no tickets, no crashes. And we can't get a ticket for having our lights off when they're supposed to be on. Wow, it is 11:30 and it looks like the sun is already well past midpoint of the sky. I think we're going to be driving right into the sunset at like 3 in the afternoon.
Go straight on.
Oh, I am going straight on. I can't remember my sat-nav voice name. I know Doug is our guy in the US, but I don't remember our voice in on the ETS side. Oof, that glare though is a little difficult to see. It's better. Really looking forward to the new lighting in 1.40. And I feel like performance, yeah, I have to say performance may be beginning to drop off just a little bit. Like from 1.38 to 1.39, maybe a little bit. I hope the devs don't make this game super hardware demanding, hardware intensive. I think that would be a mistake on their part. Because this is definitely a boomer game. Very carefully, right through here. I'm going to get more and more careful at every intersection as we get closer. I'm going to get more and more careful. All right. Yeah, I say I'm going to get more and more careful, and then I'm trying to sneak up through here. That's not careful. All right, turn signal on. Traffic is stopping. Traffic is not stopping. Oh. All right. And that sign is, yeah, very awkwardly placed. We're okay with there. Yep. Through the grass a little bit. Not bad. All right. Continuing on our way. What's happening, Fried? It is not snowing at the moment. I turned the rain probability up, so really it should be snowing. Or at some point on the trip it should have snowed. It hasn't snowed yet. But it looks amazing when it does snow, especially at night. Oh, and you didn't see, if you just got here, you didn't see this. There we go. I don't know what's in there. I think the one to the rear is a car. Somebody's getting a car for Christmas. It is called Frosty Mod by Grimes. It is not in the workshop. You have to download it from his WordPress site. But it is, I want to say 1 gig. And it has been patched up to 1.39. Go. There's 80. Got that locked in. Here we go. Oh, no worries, Fred. Always appreciate you stopping in. Catch it on the VOD. With, you mean with Frosty, Ernie, or just in general? Just the game in general? feel like it sounds like we're on the ripple strip, but I don't. I mean, I feel like we're right in the tracks of the car in front of us, but getting some ripple strip with Frosty. Yeah, I think it's an incredibly well-made mod. It's like pro mods quality. And we're at mid to high 50s right now, capped at 60, but we haven't hit 60 in a minute. But everything is on Ultra, and we are scaling at 400%, so we could probably back the scaling down to 200 and be on the FPS limiter. And my card is, I mean, it's a decent card, but it's not a 3080 by 80 beats. All right, so it is 1:30 in the afternoon. Driving right into that sunset. I love it. I can just about make out the lines. Yeah, there they go. They sort of come and go. The center dotted white. There it is. I mean, this game has its moments. I feel like every time I'm in either ETS2 or ATS, at some point in the session, the game will impress me with the way it looks. And for an older game on an even older engine, that is, you know, that's impressive. That right there, that looks amazing. Really, really good. Clouds, skybox, sun, everything. Well done, devs and Grimes. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. I think we've got every city in Scandinavia discovered. So we don't need any more of those. And we were working our way down through. I don't have all the cities in the Baltics discovered yet. And we may focus on that in this save game. In the same way that we've discovered everything. And we own every garage on our ATS profile. We may aim for that same thing in this ETS profile. I think I'm going to try to carry my profiles over from here on out. As much as possible, try to carry over. We're not running any mod trucks anymore. I got rid of the RJL. Got rid of the Pendragon Ohaha. Man, that Ontos is back. The Mercedes Ontos by D3D is back. I'm tempted to get that going. But I feel like the game has enough content now that you don't necessarily have to do that. And in some ways, I feel like it makes more sense not to now, because it does allow you to keep your profile, keep your save game with a lot less drama. You know, a lot less possibility of something, I don't know, something getting in there. Because as I understand it, if you start your save game with a mod running, that mod has edited the game file. And even if you get rid of that mod, the edits that mod made are still in there. So if you fire up base game with pro mods one time and then uninstall pro mods, right? All the pro mod cities are still in there. So you can have issues with garage placement, if there's a DLC later that includes cities that were once covered by pro mods, etc. So I know this game sort of depends on the mods, but if it ever got to a place where there were no mods required for me, for my personal play style, if there were no mods required for me to play the way that I play, I would prefer that. It's so much more stable. You know, if you want your game to run smooth, don't run mods. And it does, you know, for some games, I would have no interest in running it without mods. I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play Farm Sim with no mods. And I've got a few mods running right now. We're running Frosty. That's a mod. This would be a whole different episode if we did not have Frosty running. Were we supposed to go down there? Yes, we were. All right. I thought we were supposed to go down there. Could have been more clear. Not the end of the world, though. But yeah, if you want your game to run smooth, don't run mods. You'll have less crashes. You'll have better FPS. You know how that works. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying as much as possible to stay in the mod workshop and the Giants mod hub now. I feel better about the mods. I know they're coming from legit developers for the most part. Some stuff sneaks through now and then, but for the most part, things are I don't know, screened a little better. You know, I feel like you can trust them a little more. And you get the updates. And that means you don't have to constantly be... Well, if you can find... Like for ETS2, if you can find the mod developers thread on the SCS Soft forum, there will always be the link that they post where they want you to download their mod. But other than that, it's just Google and the dodgy Russian mod sites. And I don't know. I feel bad about those for several reasons. Well, I feel bad about them because I feel like the mod developer... The modder is not getting necessarily all the money that they could. And it may not be a lot of money, but that's not up to me to decide, right? Like, I don't get to pick a dollar amount and say, well, this is an amount that it's okay if you don't get it. So that's one problem. And then the second problem is all the pop-ups and the adware and the spyware and the malware and the viruses. So the more I can stay away from the dodgy sites, the better I feel. And the workshop is fantastic that it does everything automatically. Because the Giants mod hub, well, if you use the in-game mod tool, you do still need to manually click on the update. It does it all for you, but you still have to like manually select it. But with Steam Workshop, as long as it's turned on automatic, just open your Steam client and everything updates. I'm going. I am going. All right, here we go. I brought a bunch of mods into Arma 3. And I swear, every mod that I brought in was like, oh, and by the way, you're going to need this one. It's like modding Assetto Corsa Competizione, trying to get night lighting into Assetto Corsa Competizione. Well, you're going to need the lights. Oh, you're going to need the shaders. Oh, you're going to need the track pack, right? You're going to need... it just stacks up. I mean, it's fun. It's a fun project to get into, modding a game that... yeah, I mean, I guess Arma is sort of designed to be modded. A lot of games are. Some games really aren't. Let me out. He's letting me out. Thank you, sir. But it is a fun process to go through, you know, getting everything configured. The only problem is then you're sort of locked into it. And particularly when those mods are being worked on by different people who may or may not be communicating. It's like, you know, this is different now, and so that changes everything, and now this doesn't run, and it's a whole house of cards. I used to be a mod hunter. Less so now. And I am all over the road. But we're still doing okay. Still no tickets. Still no crashes. Good over there. Good over there. some of these ramps seem unusually narrow. More narrow than one might expect. Alright, got it. Kind of want to look at the map and see how far out we are. And also see when we need to sleep. Let's do that. Stop right here. Alright, get down to neutral. Set the brake. Turn those on. First we're going to look at the map. Oh, alright, we're more or less there. Fantastic. So reset that. Yeah, just another few minutes. Okay, no worries. And then the next thing I was going to take a look at was when do we need to sleep, but I don't think it matters. I think we're close enough. Here we go. Oh, it's lovely with the sun setting behind the cathedral. Beautiful. Oh, and I just noticed the outside air temperature is 3 degrees below freezing. So the modder edited that in as well. There we go. Better gear. Yeah, no doubt, Ernie. Ooh. Morning and evening, I think the game looks fantastic. This fog is really nice, too. I mean, it's not quite fog. It's just a little bit of, like, particulate in the air. I think it looks great. Man, it feels cold right now. Like, looking at that landscape, the way it's lit, all of it. Like, I can actually feel the cold. You know what I'm talking about. 50 right through here. So let's slow it down a little bit. There we are. Add that it goes to 80. So I'll do off camera later today. I'll probably do one more of these and then try to do 1 or 2 per day. I mean, well, it doesn't even have to be that many. I could do less than 1 per day because it's between now and the 17th of January. So it's like 30 days to do 15 trips. I could do 1 every other day. But I do want to see what the trinket is for this year, because those little rear view mirror dangles, you know? It's like me and my backpack dangles in Division 2. I've spent hours doing missions trying to get specific backpack trophies. We're all like little kids when it comes to gaming. Carefully right through there. I think this is our destination here. Looking at flames, you got the Netflix fireplace going. I'm trying to cheat out to the right a little bit. Gameplay. What is happening? How you doing? How's your weekend? All right, we need to get through here so carefully because we've really got, like, seriously another I don't know, couple of miles. Just a couple of miles to get there. I can see the flag on the sat nav. I feel like this traffic circle is going to be a test. We're going third person. Here we go. Nobody do anything crazy. Like you, right there, on the left. Or this bus. Alright. Everybody just be cool. exit, and then we make the right.
Turn right.
Oh, God. It's so close. Come on, man. Help me out here.
Get ready to turn right.
Get ready to turn right. You got it.
Turn right. Here we are. Safe and sound.
Here we are, safe and sound. Woo! Oh, my goodness. The stress. Now, admittedly, this wasn't one of our monster trailers, but I still... You know what I'm saying? It's been a rough few streams. I'm glad that went smoothly. Okay. So let us get this turned around. Oh, thanks, man. You know, the cool thing about this game... Oh, that's right. You're on Chromebook. All right. We're going to get you sorted out. Because we got to get you on that Steam train. Wait, what? We got to get you into Steam. We got to get you into all these cool video games. But the great thing about this is it's always on sale for like $5. And you know what you could do? I just had an idea. You know what you could do is get your Steam account going now and start buying games when they're on sale. Then when you get your PC or your console, right, you'll already have them. Perfect. All right, so lights off. Let's go parking lights because it is evening. It's going to be dark by the time we unload. Let's see how we did. On time, no damage, no tickets, 56,000. Hell yeah, man. I like Buddy. All right, so what do we want to do? We can get in another truck. Do we have a garage up here? Where are we? Oh, we don't have a garage because we just got here. So we're here. We have a garage in Copenhagen. Is that the correct way to say it? Because I'm an American. I would say Copenhagen. But it's not Copenhagen. It's Copenhagen. Is that right? So what we could do is we could get into another truck. We have 400 grand. We could skin another truck. Put a holiday skin on another truck. Go to Copenhagen. And then head up into Sweden, maybe? Let's think about that. Truck manager. Table view. Here we go. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a super affordable game. Let me see. We could go with the Renault T. We could go with the Renault Magnum, the ugliest truck in the world. What else do we have? We've got a big Scania. We've got a little Volvo. Not that little, sort of medium-sized. We've got definitely a little Mercedes. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling this Renault T. Chat, what are you thinking? Discuss amongst yourselves. I'm going to have some water. Let me know what you want to drive. What else do we have down here? We've got two MAN. We've got this MAN. I don't know. I'm thinking Renault T. Going once. Going twice. Let's skin up this Renault T and see how it looks. So this is the one we're in now. We don't need to do that one again. We've got that one. I don't know. I think that's a little busy. Right through here with the... We've got stickers. We've got vents. We've got... Yeah, that's maybe not so good. All right. A lot of pirate themes. That's got to be a DLC. No. That's a possibility. Very subtle, very classy. I don't know about that. Definitely don't know about that. Got that one. I would say, for me, it's between this one that we have right here and that one right there. What do you think? Let's do the darker one. And I'm gonna hop in here because we've got the cabin accessories, the lower one. That's the one I got, right? Yeah, the darker one. Okay. The cabin accessories upgraded. So I think we've got, yeah, we got more stuff in here now. So we've got, let me see. We got a beige blanket. Oh, yeah. We got pillows. All right, need a little pillow. Back here, what do we got? Nothing. We've got some new stuff we can put on the floor now. Cool box. Still got the sisal stuff. Fire extinguisher. Bottled water. Instant lunch multi-pack. I mean, I get hungry. I like food. Breakfast cereal. Let's leave our little electric cooler down there. Oh, you know what? Here we go. We got a little air freshener. Beautiful. We got our little Santa Claus there. And anything else we can put next to it? This is all the sisal stuff. There may not be anything in the pack. SCS coffee mug. This is from the Eindhoven pack. That's from the Corona DLC. Could rock a Volvo mug in the Renault. Anything out here? Hula doll. Gingerbread house. Yep, I think we'll leave it at that. Sunglasses. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Okay. So the interior is done. Exterior is done. Let's do it. All right, and then we're going to Nabi, thanks. I do appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again. Take care. All right. Let me see. We're in the DAF now. So first thing we're going to do is get into the Renault. And that's going to, I think, put us in Munich or something. And then we need to turn on our top lights. So we'll turn those on. Right. And then we need to go back here and go back to the DAF. Put our skin back on it. That's right up here. Like so. And then we need to, where are we at? Garage Manager. We want to go to Copenhagen. So we go here and we fast travel. And when we get there, I just want to confirm that our top lights are still working. We'll pick up a cargo and be on our way. Oh, it's snowing. Fantastic. I love it. And how are we doing on sleep? Perfect on sleep. Everything is working out. So we go here now. Freight market. External contracts is what I wanted. Synchronizing. Copenhagen. I'm not going back to Latvia. I mean, it's a lovely country. We can take this one up into sort of central Sweden. Yeah, I was thinking that's northern Sweden, but no. Sweden goes way up there, so that would even be southern Sweden. Okay. Anything else over here? Yep, I think that's the one we're taking. And how long do we have for it? 18 hours. Beautiful. Here we go. We'll take another look at this thing from the outside. Very nice. Very nice. Do we have a lift axle? We do. All right. Lights on, brake is off. Let's get up out of here. Be on our way. Is this the newest truck? I can't remember off the top of my head if this is or if something came after it. So get rid of that. Making a left. Here we go. And we do have our lights on, right? We do. Okay.
Go straight on.
I don't trust the traffic. I'm amazed we made it 1,000 kilometers with no drama. I don't trust them.
Get ready to turn left.
I'm swinging out wide like we've got a trailer on. I feel like whatever logic the AI uses is backwards. I feel like they're overly cautious when they don't need to be, and then they're super, super aggressive when you don't expect them to be. Foxy, what's happening? How's your weekend?
Turn right.
I'm fantastic. Hanging out with all you good people. Played some truck sim. Driving around Christmas packages. It's a perfect Saturday. Perfect weekend. I think we got the MAN Euro 6 after the Renault T. I may be remembering that wrong. Man, this snow looks great. I feel like the snow looks better than it has in previous versions of Frosty.
Keep left and then turn left.
Had to move to another place.
Turn left.
Was that unexpected, or did you know that was coming? Had to move to another place, but everything's set up. In a new flat. Hell yeah. Good for you, man. I hope that was a planned move and that everything went the way you needed it to. Expected? Okay, good. This year. So many unexpected things. What's all this smoke coming off the back of the cars? Oh, is that because it's snowing? So I imagine we're throwing one of those as well. Hang on, let's take a look at our rooster tail. Yeah, all right. It looks like diesel smoke more than it looks like snow, but I'm not complaining. Just observing. I know Grimes had a lot of settings that they recommend as far as how you set things up. Let me see. We're making a right here.
Get ready to turn right.
Is the aggro 6x6?
Turn right.
I want to say, so the two trucks in Farm Sim are, one of them is the Tatra. That's the Russian one, and then the other one is an MAN, but it's not called an MAN, or is it? I can't remember off the top of my head, but we've got a. Let me see. If we look in our stable, we do have an MAN. I mean, it's not set up for aggro. It's just got regular street tires on it, and then we've also got a 4-axle MAN, like so. I think it's an MAN truck in Farm Sim, is it not? Yeah, I think it is an MAN, but is it branded as an MAN? I can't remember off the top of my head. It may be branded as something else if they couldn't get the license. Man is an FAS, right on. All right. It is branded as MAN. Perfect. So yeah, I mean, we've got similar model. MAN makes a lot of trucks, but we've got a similar model, but it's not rigged for aggro. It's rigged for highway. All right, let's get out of here. Oh, and before we, I don't think you can get a 4-axle Renault. Oh, we got to drop our front lift axle as well. There we go. All right, so there it is. Another load of packages. We are on our way. You can't get the Renault as a heavy hauler, and is there one other one? I think there's one other one that is 3-axle only. Oh, the Magnum. And we are making a left here, carefully. Didn't mount the curb, didn't clip the gate. This is where the healing starts. And why do I feel like we have no instrument lights? No, they're on. They're just really not very bright at all. I kind of feel bad that Renault gets no love in ETS2. I mean, Iveco, I guess, of all the brands, Iveco gets the least love. Oh, I knew what you meant, Foxy. I think there's the Iveco is 3-axle only, and then both the Renault. There's our green light. There's a good gear. Here we go. And I'm trying to think if there's any others. I worked down the list from top to bottom. So the Scania, the Volvo, the MAN, both Scanias, the Volvo, the MAN, the Mercedes. Am I missing one? Renault, Iveco. I mean, I guess it's just the popular trucks that they brought that in on. Maybe they skipped it on the trucks that they know people don't use a lot. Because I know nobody drives the Iveco, either one of them, and nobody drives the Magnum. Nobody likes the Renault Magnum. Very carefully. Very carefully. All right. And we are on our way. And I'm amazed we made it all the way here from Latvia with no problems. You know, I thought about it. The only problem is, well, there's two problems. One problem is I know I'm going to suck at the game. And the other is, it would be so slow. That'd be a really tricky game to stream. I think, I mean, we had a pretty good episode when we streamed Hunter Call of the Wild, and it's similar. A lot of walking. But I feel like the Long Dark is darker. It's like it's always nighttime in that game. No coffee. What? That is, I don't drink a lot of coffee, but I need to have my cup. When it's time to have my coffee, I need to have my coffee. There's no debating that. Can't ever run out of coffee. Yeah, we were talking earlier about what other games are going to be available. I think they're going to ramp up as we get closer to the end of the year. I imagine they will give away GTA 5 again, which is kind of hokey, because I mean, it's a game that everybody has. However they got it, everybody's got it. and if you don't have it, you got it the last time they gave it away free. So, but I feel like that's the biggest title they can give away for free. I mean, it's the biggest selling game in history ever, right? But I feel like they're going to do GTA 5 again on New Year's Eve. Between now and then, though, I think it will ramp up and the games will get increasingly bigger and more successful. Oh, right, right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll do decaf sometimes. Uh, do you mean like what kind of bean, or how it's prepared, or how it's served? Because at the moment, my weapon of choice is 4 shots of espresso poured over ice. And then I add a little bit of water, and then I add a little bit of something called power creamer, which is like coconut milk and MCT oil. So I don't know. It's kind of like a latte. Kind of like a latte, but it's like a coconut milk espresso latte. It's very powerful, is all I know. Oh, it's fantastic with the train, the tram in the fog. I love it. That Frosty looks really, really good. I have to say, Frosty looks amazing right now. Oh, I got you. Yeah, I typically start with espresso. I think because you can sort of control the pull. You know, whether you want to make it a kind of a short acidic pull, or whether you want to make it longer and sweeter. So I typically start with espresso, and at the moment I'm all about iced coffee. Cold brew is getting really, really big in the U.S. Cold brew and nitro brewed. So I've got a cold brew rig, but I don't know. I don't use it as much as I should. It's mostly just this glass apparatus that you fill with ground beans and top it off with water. Put it in the refrigerator, and the water like seeps through and drips down, and I don't know, does what it does. I like cold brew. It's got virtually no acid in it whatsoever, so it's really, really easy to drink. Yeah, I don't know if it's available. You are in Germany. Yeah, I don't know if it's available, but the original was called Bulletproof Coffee, and it's coffee with coconut milk and medium chain triglycerides. It's like a bodybuilding thing. It's supposed to help with brain function. I don't know. It fills me up. That's the main thing. I have it for breakfast, and it really helps me not be hungry rather than having a big breakfast. But yep, generically it's called Power Creamer, and then I think there are a couple companies that actually use the name Power Creamer for their product. I'm really glad it snowed. Turned it up, turned up the rain probability, but I don't think it snowed all the way here from Latvia, so I'm really glad it's snowing now. Yep. Coffee is the drug the world runs on. We may not call it a drug. But we know it's a drug. We can't live without it. And I'm jealous of Starbucks. How crazy is it to have a business model where you sell people something they're literally addicted to? You know, it's a live stream. You never know what the topic's going to be. It's always a surprise. I got a pretty big motor in this Renault T. It's still feeling a bit underpowered right now. I don't know what we're hauling back here. I think the one on the back is a Mini. I think somebody's getting a car for Christmas. Oh, no. I didn't know that. Keep right, exit right. All right, here we go. Reading the chat. Almost missed my exit. We're good. I didn't know that. Is it, so when you say they're eating the plants, is it like growing wild in places? Is it growing like as an invasive species? Hey man, you got to talk about something, right? Taking a long trip in a truck? Got to talk about something. Reading the chat, almost just wadded it up somehow. God. Somehow avoided a catastrophist right there. All right. Ah, the stress, the anxiety. Come on now. All right, I will need to look into that. I didn't know that. All right, so there is cruise control. Let's slide over here. What do I wish for myself for ETS2 in the future? I would love to see dirty trucks. I would love to be able to get out and walk around and manually hook the truck up to the trailer and hook up the electrical and hydraulic, but the devs have said that is not ever going to be a part of the game. I would like to see that you could select a route, right? That you could have a regular route that you run on, and rather than getting a dispatch for whatever is going anywhere, that you would be able to sort of bid on jobs that are going somewhere on the route that you run. And you would have to bid on them, and if the AI was bidding on them as well, or if you made that run too many times, the price would start dropping. You would have to bid lower and lower. Added animations. Yeah, and it may have been somebody in this chat that said not likely to happen because the companies that license their trucks only want them appearing in the best possible way. Yeah, used trucks, to be able to buy used trucks, because you sell your trucks, right? Or trade them in, so that means sort of there are used trucks floating around the economy. Things to hold. Yeah, I mean that's a tricky topic. A lot of devs like, so right now when we look down, we're looking at the seat. We're invisible. We've got no hands on the wheel, and we've got no legs. And some devs do that to save FPS. Some devs do that because people don't necessarily like it, right? Like we think we want a body, but in so many games for so long we're used to playing as a ghost that if they gave us hands, right? What if we don't like our hands, right? Do you get man hands? Do you get woman hands? Do you get, what color are your hands? So I feel like that's it sounds like it's kind of a no-brainer, but I feel like a lot of devs really struggle with what to make a first-person avatar look like. They can patch old trucks in it. I would love to see older trucks in-game, like 1970s and 1980s European trucks. I think that would be fantastic. Same in the on the ATS side. 1970s and 1980s American trucks. But again, I don't know if the devs would ever... I don't know if the devs would be able to get the companies that own those trucks to feel comfortable with older product being represented. I think they want to represent like newer products that they're trying to sell. Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of devs have to make that choice as to whether or not they're going to render a first person avatar, and most of them, it seems, decide not to. And even the passengers that you can get via the Sissel mod, I don't think they don't look great, and they just sit there. It's like you're making a trip with a mannequin, right? You're not going somewhere with your pal. You just got like a random mannequin sitting in your passenger seat. On Train Sim World, your co-driver is animated, but they're so creepy looking, and they don't, get up and flip switches or pick up a clipboard or a tablet or do paperwork or something, or pour themselves a cup of coffee. They just sit there and every now and then they sort of look around. So, I mean, I know a lot of devs may want to bring that in, but it could be trickier than it seems. Because I think it would be easy, but then every time you see it, it's like, oh, no, you're just weirding me out. They could use the argument that old trucks. Yeah, agreed. I mean, look at the longevity of our trucks. I don't know. There's so many things going on behind the scenes. You never know.
Go straight on.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can think of a lot of things. I know some people want to see smoke, and we're told we're never going to get that because modern trucks really don't make a lot of smoke, and the companies that are licensing the trucks into the game don't want to see their trucks in a video game rolling coal. That's no good. Same for damage. We won't see damage. And what were some of the other things on the list? I know there's a master wish list on the SCSoft forum, and some of them have a little notation next to them like, yeah, the devs have said this will never happen. It's on the wish list. We want it, but the devs have said not going to happen. I'd like to see an ELB and a better way to track your sleep. I would like to see route planning so that when you pick up your cargo, you could see when you're going to have to sleep, and it would, I don't know, maybe throw a zone up on the map, right? Like at this point on your route,
And then exit
you will begin feeling sleepy, and you need to pull over and sleep before this point. And so you can look between those 2 points and find someplace where you can pull over and sleep. Oh, careful. Right? So if you want to go this route, if you want to take this route, there is no place for you to sleep when you're going to be getting sleepy, and that means you have to take this route. So if there was an electronic logbook and a better way to plan your stops, I would like to see that. Fuel is never really a problem once you have the fuel economy bumped up in your perks. I feel like there's really, if you run out of fuel in this game, you've made a mistake. So planning fuel stops I don't think is super critical. It would be cool if you could buy bulk fuel for you and all your drivers. I would love it if you could do repairs at your own garage. I don't know why you have to go to a diesel shop to get repairs done when you own a garage. I think that would be a nice thing to bring in. The EU. Yep, that's true. I don't see smoke coming. I think that's not going to ever be a part of the game. Diesel might be. Yeah. I know most of the modern trucks in the game have the second fuel gauge for AdBlue or DEF. So that's nice to see in there that they're sort of stressing that. I know anytime I skin a truck, I make a point of putting the biofuel logo on my fuel tanks. Sir, what are you doing? Why are you slowing down? Yeah, I think I think if the performance upgrades were more noticeable, I mean, I would love it if they had like a Forza type system where you pull the car into your garage that you own, and your mechanic, you and your mechanic decide, you know, what you want, what you can afford, and you get to put branded parts in your truck. There are plenty of companies. I thought I just turned my wipers off. Hang on. I'm using my thumb to go around this turn, so they're staying on for the moment. I know there are plenty of companies that make aftermarket parts for trucks. So if you wanted to, I don't know, add a bigger turbo, more powerful turbo, or if your turbo was worn out, your mechanic tells you you need to replace this, that you look in the parts catalog and find a turbo, and it's branded, it's got the name on it, right? And there's an animation of the truck rolling forward, so the engine is exposed, and you know, you get to see the parts all shiny like Forza does. But again, I don't think that that's a core functionality, and I don't know that the devs would ever put a lot of time and money into doing that. I think if they did, there's a possibility that the game would become too much like Forza and would start to kind of draw in the wrong crowd. Yeah, they sort of gloss over it, and I've found that it's quicker sometimes to just hop into another truck, do something to the one that I was driving, right? Reconfigure it, then hop back into it, and then teleport to a garage. I only do that when I'm off camera, but sometimes it's quicker to do that than to manually drive to a garage or recover to a garage. But yeah, there's plenty of I don't know, workarounds. So it would be sort of like that. I don't know. I mean, part of me hopes that ETS2 is well under development right now, and that they're going to roll it out at E3 next year, and it's just going to blow everybody's mind. It's going to be on Unreal 5, and it's going to, you know, everything that we've ever wanted is going to be in the game. Snowy weather, seasons, electronic logbook, CB, dirt, everything we've ever wanted will be in the game. Yeah, same. I do that. I kind of want to go around this guy, but we didn't get any tickets on the way in from Latvia. We've had two very close calls on this leg of the trip. I just want to make it to, where are we going? Oslo? I just want to make it to our destination. Ooh, easy. Yeah. Well, it's it is, but then you're at the garage. I think what I was thinking is when I switch back and forth between trucks and then teleport. Whoa. My monitor just turned off for a second. I knew I was pushing my luck. So I think we're saying the same thing. Rather than getting towed to the garage, rather than teleporting to the diesel shop, I just teleport to the next garage, so I'm back in the city where I was. But yeah, it's the same thing. Now, did we come down this way? Because I remember this is the Saab factory or the Saab museum or something. Can you request a game for me? Possibly. What game were you thinking about? SCP-CB. It sounds like something from GTA. Containment breach. What's the SCP? I'm not familiar with either of those. Are they on Steam? All right, I'll have a look. I mean, typically we focus on sim gaming on the channel, but I will definitely take a look. Right on. Thanks, Foxy. Yeah, I think this is the Saab factory or the Saab museum. Saab Vigan. You say Vigan? I think it's Vigan. Supernatural horror game. Might not be a good fit for the channel. Yeah, I would feel comfortable saying that is not going to make it to the rotation. I mean, I appreciate the tip, but we're all about chill sim gaming. No jump scares. I don't even like sometimes on Hunter Call of the Wild, I get a little creeped out in the middle of the night when you can like hear animals moving around. I'm not a fan of jump scares. You know, I tried Elite. I tried Eve. Eve. Oh. You know, I wanted to like Eve, but I felt like I really needed to commit myself to the lore because the game is so vast that you have no idea what to do. It's like your first day of college. You just need to learn everything. Like, no, it is not beginner friendly. I didn't, like, what am I supposed to do? I went through the tutorials, I went through the missions, and they're like, great, there you go, here's your ship, you're on your own. And it's like, well, where do I go? What do I do? And I feel like the next step at that point for me would have been to start studying the lore and figure out, like, what does my clan do? What systems can I operate in? And I just didn't have time for it. I just didn't have the time to commit to it. But I tried Eve. I do like Kerbal. I've thought about bringing Kerbal to the channel, but the problem I have is the quality of the animation, and there's really nothing to do because I don't imagine people would be interested in watching me randomly build rockets and then they crash. And if I built the rocket off camera and we just took it into orbit, I feel like that's maybe a little bit too slow. So I thought about Kerbal. X4 is not any better. Hang on. Go through here, but you will get in the game very fast after 4 hours. Okay. I'll take a look. It took me 20 hours to get into Hunter Call of the Wild. I was initially as frustrated with it as I was, probably a year and a half ago when I played it. And this time I just gave it a little bit more time and checked out some streamers, honestly, and figured out how to play the game. I was trying to play it like a sim. It's a little bit more of a game. So yeah, 4 hours is not too long to get into a game. Bugs. Oh. Like CTD bugs? Because that's the other thing. I hate the F8 chat. I hate a crash stream. So I try to keep things as stable as possible. Interesting. That just happened. There's Cops aren't even here yet. Yeah, Kerbal is sort of like BeamNG in space. It's really, really pretty once you get into orbit, but it's really slow. And I think because there have been some tragedies in space exploration, they made the instead of people that you're flying, they're these sort of silly little characters. And I think it's so you get away from that because you crash a lot of rockets with little characters in them. I think they did that to get away from the possibility of knowing that like people are dying in accidents. Same thing that Microsoft did with Flight Sim. This new Flight Sim, it just goes to a black screen and says the aircraft was stressed beyond whatever, but you don't get like big fiery crashes. So that aspect of Kerbal is a little distracting to me. I can understand why they did it, but I don't know. It just bugs me for some reason. Hang on, I'm gonna, I think, wait till I exit to read that because we're very close to our destination. I don't want to crash this late in the leg. All right, it's pretty straight here. 2 crashes in X4 after 60 hours. It's stable. Okay. Oh, I was thinking about Kerbal. I thought you meant 2 crashes of spacecraft. Okay, cool. Yeah, as long as it's not CTD bugs, I would feel comfortable streaming it. Elite Dangerous, I don't know. It could be because I've spent so many hours, hundreds of hours, in Flight Sim. I felt sort of, I don't know, crash to desktop. I felt Elite Dangerous, I don't know, it's like it wasn't clicking for me. I know people love the game and it is very highly regarded, but I feel like because I'm maybe used to flight sims, I was trying to fly it like a flight sim and you're not supposed to. All right, tutorial is teaching you the basics, which is good, but you need to look up the trading in a wiki. Yeah, it sounds like Tarkov. One video, self-explanatory. Okay, that's not Tarkov. All right, yeah, I will definitely check it out. Not explained well in the game. Gotcha. I'm also noticing this truck has a very narrow rev range. It is, it's like it hits the rev limiter very quickly. But then the revs come down very slowly. Okay. We know for next time. Yeah, when I look at Star Citizen to me looks like a kind of a hybrid of Elite Dangerous and Destiny 2. I'm curious if that game will ever be done. But what? Officer? That was uncalled for. Yep, no worries. I mean, I've had crashes in ETS and ATS. It's just, I don't, you know, some games they're problematic, unstable. But that one sounds stable enough. Okay, and how are we doing? 2 hours and 10 minutes. Perfect. I think we're gonna call it here. We'll get pulled in. We're gonna be on the Western Shore tomorrow in FS17. I may step away from 19 for a minute till I get those controller problems sorted out. I mean, I'm glad I got a new mouse, but I would have preferred that I knew that it was a problem in game and not a problem with my mouse. So we'll do FS17 tomorrow, Western Shore, and then Monday, I don't know. X-Plane maybe? Maybe take a day off? I don't know. All right, so let's get flipped around here. Take another look at our cargo. Use that as an excuse to go third person when I park. I mean, I feel like I'm hooking up to the trailers more in first person, but I'm just not quite there on first person backing up yet. But we're getting there. All right, straighten this out a little bit. I can't believe we made 56 grand for that last trip. I was not expecting that. I knew it would be good, but I didn't think it would be that good. I thought it would be like 30s or 40s. And we're just getting sleepy. Perfect. We may get this. If we do, yeah, I'm just going to take it. Not going to be messing about with this. All right, so we will set the brake. Parking lights on. We're going to leave the windows up because it's freezing outside. Engine is off. Let's get unhooked. Quality is jumping up and down. I mean, let me take a look at stream health. It says we have dropped a few frames, but the bitrate is good. Yeah, we may have dropped a few frames. Hopefully not too many, though. But we're about done anyway, so I appreciate the heads up. Fried, you are just in time for the end of the stream. Got to catch it on the VOD, my man. But I appreciate the heads up gameplay. If there's ever a problem with the stream, do let me know, because I've got a preview on one and I've got stream health on another monitor, but it's tough to tell sometimes. So I do appreciate that. Thanks, man. All right, a bit disturbed. But, oh, the yawning in ETS. I did not. I did not, but there's a creepy yawn mod. YouTube just dropped. Okay. It says it's back up now. Stream health is back up. We're not dropping frames, and we're back up to 6,500 for the bitrate. So it may have just been a little spike. I do apologize, but I think we're going to call it anyway. So thanks, everybody. We'll do Western Shore on FS17 tomorrow. I may take Monday off. If I don't, let's do X-Plane. Let's go Amsterdam. Oh, it can get very creepy. I think it's even called Creepy Yawn mod. Auto is on for me. Ah, okay. And we'll do, if we do X-Plane, we will fly from Amsterdam. Let's fly from Amsterdam to Copenhagen. That's a pretty airport. YouTube's end. Right on. Yeah, either way, you know, if you see any problems, let me know, because I always want to get it sorted out as quick as I can. So thank you for that. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. See you tomorrow. Farm Sim 17. Have a good night.